Hey, I'm Thomas with Pitmaster Essentials. Let's fire up the Weber Kettle and cook some country-style ribs. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to do something special because you and I are going to learn how to do country-style ribs. So I went to Walmart this morning and I picked up about an 8.5 pound, I think it's 8.7 pound pork butt. Decided to go with the boneless one because obviously I don't need the bones, so hopefully that'll help with the prep here, speed it up a little bit. We're just going to go very simple. We're going to use Butcher BBQ Honey Rub. Fantastic rub for pork. So I'm going to hit it with a binder. I got some W sauce over here. We're going to make a simple braise just out of like some apple juice and some brown sugar and maybe some butter. And then we're going to do a glaze at the end, and that's pretty much it. So it's going to be pretty simple. So hopefully we'll have a quick and easy dinner for this evening. So stick around, let me bring you in here a little bit closer and we'll get started. Okay, so I got it out of the packaging and I got it rinsed off, got it wiped off. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to leave the fat cap as it is. Some bites will be more fatty and some bites will be more lean. But I think what I'm going to do is try and square it up here just a little bit. And we'll see how this works out. Okay, so in looking at this, like I said, this is my first time doing this, so I think I'm just going to go for it. And so I'm going to go about, I don't know, about an inch or so in. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that was about an inch or so. So I think I'm going to go a little bit thicker on the next one. So maybe about an inch and a half. Okay, yeah, that looks better. I like about an inch and a half. Okay, so here's my pork steaks I have cut up. And actually you can see this one here, that looks pretty good. That looks like a country style rib right there. And I should make a note, probably should have said this first, these aren't actual ribs, of course. So whenever you cut these into a country style rib, they're actually just a boneless pork butt. And then whenever you cook them, they're going to be nice and tender and they're going to come out fantastic. So to actually make the rib on these pork steaks, basically just take your knife and you go right down the middle. Like that. So there's a rib. And then there's a rib. Actually, I'm probably going to take that off. That looks like it's going to burn up in the cooker. Okay, so we're just going to go through and do the same thing for the rest of these steaks. So this one here looks a little long, so I think I'm going to cut him in half. And by all means, whenever you do this, just do your own thing. We're going for function, not perfection. You've heard me say that many times in my videos. I'm just looking for a fairly quick, easy dinner for tonight. Okay, so I got all of my country style ribs arranged out here. But these are just going to be fantastic. I mean, pork butt is just so good. You can see the marbling in there. These are just going to be, oh, I can't wait to get into them. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to hit them with just a little Worcestershire sauce. And this is optional, or if you want to use another binder, you can. I just personally like the W sauce. And try not to make a mess like what I just did there. So all the binder does is just creates a moist surface for the rub to adhere to. And like I said, this is completely optional. I'm just going to get all sides a little wet here. I wasn't a big fan of a binder until I started using it, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and I really like using a binder. It really helps that rub to adhere. Okay, so now we have the binder on there. I'm just going to hit them with a little bit of Butcher BBQ Honey Rub. And like I always say, I'm going to press the rub into the meat. Okay, so I got them all flipped over. So we're going to hit them with some more rub. And then again, press the rub into the meat. And then with any rub you have left on the cutting board, just grab your pieces and just kind of make sure you get the sides real good. Okay folks, so I wanted to bring you back up here. So we got our country style ribs ready to go. As you can see, they look fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to let these rest in the refrigerator for probably 15-20 minutes, something like that. I'm going to head out to the Weber Kettle and I'll see you out there here in just a few minutes. Okay folks, welcome to the backyard. It is a beautiful day outside. Sun is shining, but man, I tell you what, it is hot. We are probably 90 degrees and I think the heat index is over 100. It is very hot and humid today, but that's all right because it's a great day to cook some country style ribs. So I got the Weber Kettle fired up here, showing about 300 at the dome back here. I'm gonna cook these a little hotter and a little faster. I'm gonna cook them around 275, 300 for about an hour, and then we'll come out and check them. And at that point, they should be ready to braise, and then we'll cook them for maybe another hour or so, and then we'll glaze them, and then they should be good to go. So let me bring you in here a little bit closer, and we'll get them on the pit. Okay, folks, I got you in here a little bit tighter. So I just checked the RFX gateway, and it was showing about 250 degrees at the grate. So I had these closed down about, I don't know, about a quarter of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and open them back up, because I wanna cook around 275 or 300 for the first hour. So now it's time to get them on the pit. Also, I should probably talk about my setup here real quick. So I'm using my slow and sear, and I have B&B competition charcoal briquettes. I have 3 pieces of apple wood in here. I have about 10 briquettes over here that are lit, and they're gonna burn very slowly all the way across, kind of like the snake method. Okay, so now let's get these on the pit. So as you can see, those look fantastic. And for my larger pieces, like this one here, I'm going to put those a little closer to the heat, about like that. Okay, so we got everything on the pit, so we're going to put the lid on and let the kettle do its thing. You want to make sure the exhaust vent is on the opposite side of the coals. So I'll see you here in about an hour. Okay folks, so I wanted to show you my setup. Like I said, my exhaust vent's going to be wide open for now. What I'll probably do though is I'll probably close that down a little bit as we continue cooking. My intake vent is right in between closed and smoke. So that's pretty much where I'll leave the intake vent. Like I said, I may have to adjust the exhaust vent here a little bit. So I just want to show you my setup, so I'll bring you back here in about an hour. So one thing I wanted to point out is I didn't get all of my country ribs put on the Weber Kettle. I didn't have enough grate space, so I'm gonna have to probably do 2 cooks, or I may freeze these and save them for later. But I just wanted to show you guys and let you know that, that the Weber Kettle is not quite big enough for an entire pork butt. So I'll see you here in about an hour and we'll see how the rest is coming along. Okay folks, and welcome back. So we were a little over an hour, about an hour and 20 minutes, and I just checked the RFX gateway and we're showing about 288 on the grate temp. So let's take a look and see how these guys are coming along, because as I was walking up on the kettle, they smell fantastic. Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. So you'll notice about a half an hour ago, I checked them, and some of the ones that were over here, they were getting a little too warm. It's like that guy over there, so I moved some that were over here, opposite of the coals, a little bit closer. And let's see what our internal temp looks like on this guy. So he's about 166, looks like. That one there, okay, he's about 177. That's what I like to see him, right around 170. And there's about 155. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate these a little bit. So like this guy here, I know he's at 170 some, so we're gonna move him over here. Just gonna move some of these guys a little bit closer. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Not gonna move them around too much. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let them get a little bit more smoke. So I don't know, give about another 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then I'll come back and we'll see how they're coming along. Okay folks, welcome back. So it's been about another 20 minutes, and I think we're about an hour and 45 minutes total cook time as of right now. These things smell fantastic, so let's see how we're coming along. Okay, there's what I'm looking for. We got a lot of smoke on there. Just look at a couple of these guys. There we go, 171. About 167. 172, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull these off, and I'll meet you in the kitchen here in a few minutes, and then we will put them in a braise and bring them back out here and get them cooking. Okay folks, and welcome back to the kitchen. So these look absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at all the smoke on there. Love the beautiful mahogany color. They're actually pretty tender right now, so I can't wait to get these back on the pit because they're gonna be phenomenal. So for my braise, I'm gonna go very simple. I'm just gonna do like a cup of apple juice. I'm gonna do a cup of Blues Hogs Original Barbecue Sauce. I'm gonna use some Agave In the Raw, probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 ounces. And I'm gonna use a half a stick of butter. So let's get started. And also a pro tip, I've left all of these out so they're room temperature, and that way it doesn't cool down the meat nearly as fast. Okay, so as far as the Agave In the Raw, I'm just going to finish off this bottle. I think it's got about, I don't know, maybe 2 ounces in there, 3 ounces, something like that. But if you don't have Agave In the Raw, feel free to use brown sugar. Or you can use honey. I mean, whatever you want to use. This is just kind of my recipe, but feel free to mix it up and make it your own. That's the great thing about barbecue. And next I have a half a stick of butter, kind of chopped up here. As they say with barbecue, butter is flavor whenever it comes to barbecue. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my braise, so I'm going to cover this up, and then I will meet you back out at the kettle here in just a few minutes. Okay folks, welcome back to the pit. So we're about to get these country style ribs back on the kettle. I just checked the grate temp and we're showing about 338 degrees, which that's perfectly fine now that we got them in the pan, because that'll just make them cook a little bit faster. So I anticipate this will be maybe about a half an hour to an hour, and then they should be ready to glaze. So let's get them on the pit. Okay folks, I'll see you here in about a half an hour. Okay folks, welcome back. So it's been right about an hour, and I think we're ready to start glazing. I decided after I put the country ribs on here that I should probably put an RFX probe in there to keep an eye on the temperatures. So I know we're right about 204 degrees. So let's take a look at them and see how they're coming along. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here to the table. All right, those are smelling good. Okay, let's take a look at the temperature here and see. So that was about 199. Looks like it's got a little bit of pull on it, but not much. That was at 204. That guy there is at 202. Okay, so I'm gonna call these done. So I'm gonna move you back over to the kettle, and we're gonna get them on there and we're gonna start glazing. All right, now let's glaze them. Okay, we're gonna give these about 5 to 10 minutes and then let them tack up, and then I will meet you in the kitchen at that point. Okay folks, and welcome back to the kitchen. So our country style ribs have been resting for about 20 minutes right now. So let's take a look at them and see how we did. All right, now those are some good looking ribs for my first time doing this. So I've been trying to figure out which one I want to go for. And I think I'm going to go with this guy. That looks so good. Barbecue sauce is tacked up on it. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see how we did. Now that is amazing. Okay, so there you have it. First time, so we did that together. This is my first time doing some country style ribs. So I hope that encourages new people that maybe just got a new smoker or planning to get a new smoker around the 4th of July here. Because as you can see, it took about a little longer than anticipated. I think it was about 3 hours, but that's okay. So sometimes my time estimates are off. But the main thing is that we got it done. So with all that being said, if you have any questions, please drop some questions below. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please comment down below. I appreciate you watching the video this far. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, Pitmaster Essentials is where flavor meets smoke. And I'll see you in the next one.